Control is an illusion. We know that. The more we try to control something, the more we are actually controlled by that very thing. So there's a story out there about a monkey that people try to catch. And the way they catch them is they actually they got a glass jar and it's got a small hole in it, big enough for the monkey to get his hand in. And they put something shiny in it, like a tinfoil ball. And so the monkey reaches in and grabs on to the shiny tinfoil ball and then tries to pull his hand out. And he could easily get his hand in with his hand open, but with the fist, he can't get his hand out of the glass jar. And so it's a beautiful metaphor because it is very true. It is very appropriate to the way our bad habits work, to the way our concepts work, to the way those things that all we need to do is just let go of them, and then we are no longer controlled by them. The moment we try to get into this space where we are controlling them, the outcomes, the circumstances, etc., we are now that monkey. We are now that monkey, and we are literally held by a glass bottle that if all we did was this, we could get out of it. So how do you do that? How do you let go? First and foremost, you start by relaxing into the reality and the awareness, the acknowledgement that you are currently controlled, and acknowledging the reality that you simply cannot control anything outside of yourself. What I would suggest you do is when you're not in that mode, when you're not in that kind of fight mode, give yourself the opportunity to visualize yourself letting go of that situation over and over and over again. So step one always is to get in that place where your nervous system, your energy is relaxed. That's the moment to work on something that you're not familiar with, that perhaps is the exact opposite of what you're used to. You will eventually build the muscle to where you can work at it when you're triggered, but start with when you are relaxed. Start with simply that moment of taking a breath, visualizing that experience, and just seeing yourself letting go of that ball. See yourself, if it's one of those things where normally you would set your boundaries and just get really firm and really hard about something, see yourself doing the exact opposite. See yourself getting in that space where, just let them walk all over you in that moment, okay? I promise you, if that's your habit, what I just said, the initial one, you're not going to get to the place where you're just this person that is a doormat for people. That won't happen. You just have to start practicing being in that space where you just allow things to occur. And then eventually you'll find that equilibrium. So visualize yourself, practice that. Be in that relaxed energy and just go, okay, here is the scenario I can see happening to me, or maybe it's one you've experienced before. See yourself walking through that exact same experience and yet doing the opposite, doing something that feels not natural right now. If you feel your heart start to race a little bit again and your blood pressure raising, that's the moment to back off a little bit, step away from that visualization that you're engaging in, and come back to what feels light, what feels joyous, what feels free, what feels happy. And then if you can get back to that space right then, stretch out a little bit again in that visualization until you can get a little bit further and a little bit further. If you try to dive right off the diving board into the deep end and you don't know how to swim yet, you're going to flounder at the very least, and someone's going to have to come in and snatch you up. But if you can walk yourself in and you kind of feel the water a little bit and you're like, oh, okay, that's what water feels like. And then you get a little bit deeper and you're like, oh, I feel kind of buoyant in this. Okay, that's what it feels like to have my whole body in the water. Okay, now this is what it feels like to lift my feet off the ground. And now I'm kind of struggling a little bit, but oh, I can put my feet right back on the ground again. Eventually, you'll start to learn to swim and get further and further and deeper into that water. Okay, that's it for today. I am at a retreat center this week. I've been teaching some classes and taking some classes as well. It's been a phenomenal week, and I'm looking forward to sharing what I've been putting together for myself with you. Have a beautiful one.